Good morning, race fans, and welcome to Today at the Races at Laurel Park. Tim Tulloch joined by a very fired-up Keith Fustel this morning. What a day of racing. I hope everyone's not suffering too much of a post-Derby hangover, but we should have known, Keith, yesterday when half of our races yesterday here at Laurel Park paid $11 or more.
Yeah.
And then we went into the Derby.
Then you went into the Derby, and that thing paid a little bit more, right?
Than
$11. Yeah, just an absolute, crazy stunner. You kind of looked up there in the TV, and you're like, who is this rallying along the inside? Who is this? Shades of mine, that bird.
Yep.
And, here we go, off to the Preakness, and I talked a little bit about it, from a morning line standpoint. How do I approach it? So, right now he's going to be probably 8, 10, 12, maybe to 1, I would think. Let's see what the field shapes up to be like. I remember Mind That Bird was 6 to 1 morning line, and I believe went off right around there, and that was Mike Smith riding, so a lot more of a well-known commodity. But, yeah, it'll be interesting to see how the public takes to that. But that was just That was nuts. Yeah.
It was nuts. We're going to talk more about it later. Very little news coming out of Kentucky this morning. Do know for sure that Crown Pride will not be joining us in Baltimore. He's going back to Japan, I think, this morning. So we have that little bit of news. And, of course, we would expect Rich Strike to be here in a couple weeks. But with that said, let's get going with this morning's show. It is Mother's Day, and we do have a Mother's Day special here today, but I thought I'd throw it out one more time. You still have time to get out here for the Mother's Day at the races. Nice buffet from 12 to 5 right here at Laurel Park. Come on out and see us, or go to laurelpark.com for more information. Last day of the meet. It's getaway day here at the Laurel Park in the spring meet, which means we have mandatory payouts everywhere. We do have a carryover in the Rainbow Pick 6, which gets started in race 3 on our 8-race card today. So you might want to get involved with that. It's all got to go.
It's got to go. I'll take it. I'll take 5,000. It's going to go up a lot higher than that, but sure.
I'll take half of that.
Yeah,
there you go.
I will be playing a ticket, as everybody should.
For our mandatory payout this afternoon. Good looking board there, guys.
I like that
board. Good board. All right. Also, we leave here. We go to Pimlico starting next Thursday. The spring meet at Pimlico, which kicks off our Preakness celebration Thursday, May 12th through the 30th of May, 12:40 post, except for special post times on Black Eyed Susan and Preakness Day. So we'll look forward to seeing everybody up at Old Hilltop next Thursday. Let's take a quick peek outside, Keith, where the rain is kind of stopped. Yeah. It's still damp out. We're going to start off at muddy, and clearly we are off the turf, and the turf rails are already headed to Pimlico. As you see, they have been taken down.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, the winds are going to help us, get this track dried out a little sooner. Muddy, sealed to get you started, and you talked about it, yesterday's track. We had some prices. Will we get that many today? I'm not so sure. But hey, you dig in and you give your shot again. It's mandatory. You got to get in on that pick 6. Don't forget about it. Everything's got to go here today at Laurel Park.
And another interesting thing we have happening here today, we'll talk about it more later, big competitive trainers standings races going down to the last day. 3 top trainers all have a shot of taking it down this afternoon with multiple runners. So we will be keeping tabs on the trainers race for the spring meet here at Laurel Park. Let's get going, Keith. Race 1 starts off the early pick 5, as always, mandatory payout in the early pick 5 and low 12% to take out. Race 1 is for 3-year-olds and up, which have never won 2 races, going the 1-turn mile. And we're going to start with our top pick in here. This is the 2, Vinny for John Robb. Of course, Xavier Perez gets the call once again. Hung on for maiden score in his last race with a life best. But what I like is Jerry Robb knows how to place horses. Broke the maiden for 25 in the 2 lifetime for 16 today. That's the way you win races.
That's the key. A little stat here. He's 24% with these maiden winners, right? Next time out. ROI good, $2.98, close to $3. So you got to like that. Vinny should be situated somewhere within range. I got to think War Novel, Pit Stop Man, they're going to run off. So Vinny took the rating, and we've seen this stallion, Blofeld. They were stallion, but these horses are covering a route of ground. They're stretching out and doing quite well. Yeah, I think Vinny kind of somewhere from about 4 out of it mid-turn makes a little progression up to them and gets it done.
The one Captain Cardo is interesting. You have in your exact, I have on my ticket, first off the claim for Corrales this afternoon. Hey, look, by the numbers in his 3 most recent races, good results. He's a player here for sure.
I certainly think so. He's stretched out and has shown the ability to handle the route of ground. Yeah, inside, just got to get away fairly cleanly. Again, I don't think he's quite got the speed of a couple of these other horses, even Triple Tito's. He's going to have to show the ability to come from a little bit further back, but with some patience from Acosta, I think we can get that done.
You and I very similar in the opener to kick off the early pick 5, race 2, early pick 4 time, which means, Keith, you're up.
And it's a smaller ticket today. I mean, I don't think I've got to go super deep. If you got something else there you'd like to add, go ahead. Race 2, Rancho gives you a little value. Shakaboom will be your fave in race 2. We'll try to take them wire to wire. May have to deal with Thea's team a little speed inside. 2 deep in the 3rd. There you go. Ghost Maiden, honor your mother. Honor your mother. Mother's Day. Mom, we miss you. I lost my mom about 3 weeks ago.
So sorry.
Had a lot of good times at the racetrack. So, we're thinking about you, Mom. Race 4, 3 and the 7. Wrap it up. Race 5, 3, 4, a little bit of that. We've got a stat for Brittany Russell. It's a powerful stat at that. Which ones aren't for Brittany Russell? But, hey, $8. There's your ticket.
That's a nice way to start off the day. And as you mentioned, Mother's Day today, and we're all thinking about our moms. And
no doubt.
Especially you. Race 2, Fillies and Mares, 3 and up, wide open. This one comes off the turf. Will be competed at 5.5 furlongs on the main track, and we're going to start with our top pick. That is a 4, Shakaboom, and we're going to check out her last her race 2 starts ago. This is March 18th, right here at Laurel Park, going 5.5 furlong. Again, similar, maybe even a little bit tougher. To be honest with you, I mean, this race falls apart coming off the turf.
Escape Fun was in really, really good form. Going back, reeled off a couple good races in a row. I think Gore might have picked the horse. It just kept on running big. But with the best part of the racetrack that day, made a move into the pace. I thought held on well. I think today, this horse is going to go right to the front.
Right. Do we have that video, Olivia, for Shakaboom from March 18th? But look, she's been in really, really good form since returning from the breaks.
There we
go. The figs are there. She's 2 for 4 over off racetracks. That's what she's going to get today.
Yeah, there's some pretty quick horses that she's chasing, right? Her Unrequited Love, Sick Pack Sarah. We know they're quick. And Escape Fun's able to kind of work out the trip, though, and get it done. I think all in all, this is still a good effort. Riding the better partner. Escape Fun, I kind of had to wait a little bit, a little steady. But kept on willingly to the wire. If anybody's going to challenge early, maybe, Thea's theme, possibly. But I think Shakaboom's just too quick here to the front. You think?
Well, what about Ranchar? I mean, Ranchar down toward the inside can be fast when he wants to. Only has one horse inside of him. We know the Frocks, they like to get to the lead. So that horse might be a little bit of speed to begin with. We talked about him. The 11 to the outside. Sunshine and Rainbows, the Dale Capuano blinkers go on. Dropping back down to a level where he's found some success for Dale.
Yeah, has to move up just a little bit, but I think now with all these scratches, we'll be able to get good position. Maybe that's what she needs to follow through and pick things up a little bit through that final quarter of a mile.
Race 3 kicks off the Rainbow Pick 6 this afternoon on our 8-race card. Remember, mandatory payout for the Rainbow Pick 6 and all of our mandatory payouts. Everything has to go today. It's going to start at $5,000, just over $5,000, and I'm sure that's going to grow rapidly. Callie Francois put together a ticket for us for the Rainbow Pick 6. This is how she plays it. She goes 3 deep here in race number 3 using the 2, the 3, and the 4. The 3, 6 o'clock, Sarah. Could be some value there for Jamie Ness, and Jamie Ness is looking for the trainer's title this spring at Laurel Park. 3-7 in race 4. She spreads in a race of 5. She uses a 3, the 4, the 6, and the 7. Race 6, she goes 3 deep, 2, 7, and 8. She spreads again in race 7. I did a late pick 4 ticket. I spread in this race also 2, 3, 5, and 6. It's a very competitive third level allowance race. And then she singles in the nightcap on the 6 Centillo for Tim Keefe, Javion Toledo. $57.60 ticket.
She gets us through those first 5. There's going to be a lot, no doubt, a sweat for Centillo in the last. Should be forward, though.
Drop.
Yeah.
But we'll see how it all shakes out. But let's go. Race 3, kicking off the Rainbow Pick 6. And we both have the 2 on top, Ghost Maiden for John Robb. Look, it's tried to open A out of the Dan's last 3. They just proved to be too tough. Gets back down to this $25,000 level. And look at her form and those races previous to trying to A out of the Dan. All good enough to win here.
Yeah, she had a string of good dirt races right in a row. Her last 2, the turf really didn't like it, but I think this move right back to dirt is really going to pick her head back up. She's got finish at 7/8. I'm looking at some of these others, some questionable speed types. Honor Your Mother's going to stalk and make that move. Does she have the finish of Ghost Maiden at 7? That's the real separation for me. That's what's going to separate these 2. But they look like the 2 to sit just off of it and make a move.
She's coming out of that state level A other than Honor Your Mother, where she ran quite well.
Yeah.
She only got beat to 4 lengths, back again to this $25,000 level. A couple works since for Jason Smith. The 3 6 o'clock Sarah. This is the first runner for Jamie Ness this afternoon. He gets first crack at trying to open up, at least by a race, on Brittany Russell. Interesting, the last 2 races at this sort of level, they were both good efforts. 3 starts ago here at Laurel Park, and then last race up there at Philly.
Yeah, you're wondering, can she pop up into that kind of next level? Yeah, but I think with a scratch of center court champ, she's going to get some help up there. She's now going to be kind of going. Is she a little quicker through that opening quarter than Betcha by Golly? She certainly might be, right? She's more of a sprinter. Betcha by Golly likes that speed on a mile, 7/8 okay speed. So I think it's going to be all systems go towards the inside with 6 o'clock Sarah, see how far she can go. But she definitely has to move up a little bit.
We are exactly the same. In race number 3, we move to race number 4. This one's for 3-year-olds and upward, which have started for a claiming price of $16,000 less in the last 3 starts. Or claiming price $25,000 going 5.5 furlongs. This is a very interesting race. It's going to be you have a scratch in here. I think a major scratch, but an important scratch. The 6 algebraic comes out of this race. The 2 chauffeur also comes out. We're going to start with your top pick. That's the 3 Stroll Smokin' for Brittany Russell. Another interesting thing about this race, our 3 top trainers all meet in this race. Ness, Russell, and Claudio Gonzalez. Start with Brittany Russell, Stroll Smokin'. We're going to look at his last race. So this was March 5th right here at Laurel Park. At this level, pretty good-looking effort. We're going to look at from the break.
Yeah, there's the break, though. All the way outside and maybe wasn't quite prepared. Asleep at the wheel. Broke a little slow, recovered, and just zipped to the front. We see it now just holding sway, holding firm through a good time, right back at the 5.5. And I'm telling you, he better break cleanly from this position. He's not going to have the opportunity to be out there free to clear and roll. So and with horses like Jovis and Bear Force One out there with speed, so needs a better break. If he does, I think he's going to be difficult to pass.
5 for 7. On the board, in the money, on and off track. He's a 12-time winner. He knows how to win, coming off this a little bit of layoff that Brittany's very, very good at, with really 2 sharp works since then. I go with Bear Force One, Claudia Gonzalez runner on top. This one's in very, very good form. A winner 2 in a row, 4 of his last 6 with really good figures. Yeah. Maybe a little bit softer here, but when you look at a 12-time winner with Stroll Smokin', I mean, softer with some horses, but not probably, Stroll Smokin' is going to be very, very tough. 3 for 3 on the off going, and this horse is just in really, really good form. Yep,
loves the moisture in the racetrack, has beaten Stroll Smokin' before, and is going to get that spine trip just outside, just off the speed. This is going to be a really, really good horse race. If everything kind of goes clean out of the gate, that last quarter it's going to be a battle. These are proven crack sprinters here in the fourth.
Yeah, let's talk about the For Glory song. This is Jamie Ness's runner this afternoon, coming off a little bit of a layoff. I think he can confidently toss the race at Timonium. Turning back to sprinting off of this layoff, had been going long, but shows a couple decent sprint races. And, Jamie's good off this type. You just never know.
No.
This horse could get it done if a pace sets up in front of him.
I think he's going to need a meltdown.
He's going to need a meltdown.
Off track, certainly there. Munnings, you see the breeding 4 starts.
He's going to need a rich strike.
He's going to need it. Yeah, he's going to need a little rich strike in front of him, but not to say he's got a competent rider that can sit and save as much ground. Great ride yesterday, timing it, moving up the inside. Rodriguez on the winner. But, and Jovis. You can't leave Jovis out.
Can't leave
Jovis is right there with these horses.
4 for 7 on off tracks in the money. And his best race isn't too far off. Jovis here, race 4.
And if you're looking for, a little bit of value, you're probably best off just to key the 5 with maybe the 3 and the 7 exacts. Hope they run together. You're not going to get a whole lot. So if you like playing it like that, like we do upstairs, looking for a little value, take the shot. There you go.
Race 4, very, very competitive race to kick off the late pick 5. Race 5 kicks off the late pick 4, but we'll talk about that when we come back from commercial. Welcome back to Today at the Races on this Sunday, Mother's Day, 2022. Race 5 kicks off the late pick 4. I put together a ticket for the late pick 4, and I'm going to single right off the bat, $24 ticket. Maybe I'm going to have to get a price somewhere along the line, but I think I've given myself plenty of opportunities. And I single on the 3, a little bit of that for Brittany Russell in race number 5. In race 6, 3 deep there, I use the 2, the 3, and the 7, looking for some value with the 3 and the 7, 15 to 1 and 10 to 1.
Like it.
On the morning line for Rudy Sanchez Solomon and Anthony Ferrier. In race 7, I spread there just like Callie did. I used the 2, the 3, the 5, and the 6. You must chill, very good. Plot the dots, very good. But I have money ride on top in that heat. Race 8, spread there again. That's a maiden 16. I use a 1, the 3, the 6, and the 8. But my most interest is in the 8 in the nightcap runner for Ricky Silliman coming up from Tampa Bay Downs. Race 5. State bred allowance going 5.5 furlongs. We're going to start with our top pick. This is a little bit of that for Brittany Russell. Let's just go straight, before we talk about the horse, let's just go straight into the stat.
Oh, let's do that.
That you came up with on Brittany Russell, because this one's impressive.
Yeah, last 2 years on the dirt. Smaller sample size, 5 for 6. It's pretty good, 83%. And I think it's the last 5. She's got 5 in a row. She's trying to continue the streak to make it 6 in a row here with the 3-year-olds off 180 day or more layoff. ROI, 563, getting that kind of ROI with Brittany Russell.
That's shocking.
That is. That
really
is
shocking.
Key scratch out of the 5th. The 8, Summer Odds, who had been in really, really good form, is out. Scratch the 1 and the 2. There were some price plays in there, 20 to 1, 15 to 1 on the morning line. But a little bit of that comes back, working well. Lasix goes on. Nothing but positives. And I think with the break, I think she's going to go up and try to keep Magical Luna company or sit just off of her and measure it.
Good works.
Yeah, and I had a bad line. Yeah,
and
too
look,
high. Yep.
If there's moisture in the racetrack continues to be, that's not going to hurt this one either.
No.
Big number.
Yep.
When breaking her maiden in that last start, 64, that's good enough here.
Yep.
We'll talk about the 4, Hitch a Ride for Gary Capuano. We haven't seen this one since last August. But, before she went on a little bit of break, she was running quite well.
Absolutely. I mean, you see her bet down $1.70 to 1 against a good field at Pimlico. My girl, Marvella Nasty, who reeled off a couple wins. The question is, we always like Gary kind of second off a break or second time out. She looks like she's working pretty forwardly, right?
She's working very, very well.
Never been on an off track, but breeding suggests shouldn't be an issue.
Right.
She's going to have to be tied on out of the gate, though. We're going 5.5. That first 16th, eighth of a mile is going to be critical because if that 3 gets better position, it might be a little tougher for her to kind of run her down. But has to be used, though, in here.
5.5 furlongs state bred allowance race in rate 5 to kick off the late pick of 4. Let's move to race 6. This is for fillies and mares 3-year-old up. If started for a claiming price of $25,000 or less and never won 3 races, comes off the turf, will be contested going 5.5 furlongs on the main track. Let's start with our top pick, and that's the 7. We both have the 7 on top. This is the one I'm looking for. Here we go. House wrecker. Anthony Ferrier, Arnaldo Bocachica, they win a lot of races together. Life Best Race came over a racetrack with moisture, has some gas. He gets to the front. It could be all over.
I think she's got a little shot in here. This combo is very good. You're looking at kind of the flow. Not really going to be a super strong, you're looking at the rest of the field. Nobody's really quick. I just like the way Bocachica will attack early and off, and this girl now she's coming third time in the barn, had a little issue. Charlestown first time out. Off track, showed she can handle it. Yes, I like House Wrecker right up with it. Now, granted, this was lined for the turf.
Yep.
So we're not going to get close to that
10
to 1. But yeah, and I think likely choice right back again. We've got this exacted kind of cold here. 277.
The Mikey Gorham off the claim 33%. With likely choice.
Yep. Draft up the inside and make that run.
Yeah, good there. Start with a bang could be a little interesting. For Rudy Sanchez's Solomon. His first off the claim. He's tough, 27%. 3 of his 4 races were good, solid efforts over his last few, and he's okay on the off-going.
Here we go. And Gary Capp right back, Tim.
Gary Capp.
I mean, you see those numbers, 68 leading. Now it's back over the summer, maybe slightly inflated at Delaware, but whew, this one,
how does
she
that
may
happen?
may not need any. She's working very, very good, it looks like, coming into this race.
It's just so interesting how and I'm not sure how it happens. Very, very few of the Delaware numbers hold up.
Stack up.
You just have to be aware of it. It's just we see it every year.
And I do make adjustments kind of in the line. I look at them and I take them a little bit with a grain of salt. I know they're numbers are usually consistent around. Just seems on that surface, the way the times stack up, things bump up a little bit. Monmouth is a little similar like that. Even Gulfstream, a touch. We'll see that.
It's funny because back in the day when I'm talking about this, Calder numbers used to be a little deflated. And they would come up here and run well beyond the numbers they were running down at Calder, whether it was that surface or whatever. Let's move to race 7. And this is a third-level allowance race going 1 mile and 16th. This is a very, very nice race. 6 runners, but 6 horses that can run a little bit. So let's start with your top pick, and that is the 6. You Must Chill for Jamie Ness, winner to 3 of his last 4. We're going to look at his most recent win from April 22nd right here at Laurel Park. I'm going to pick it up going into the far turn.
This is a little tougher bunch today, Tim. But spying a couple of horses here that are just kind of duking it out on the front end and at no point, basically. You're looking at Jamie Rodriguez saying, just licking his chops here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and call upon you here past the 5/16. He just strolls up a 99.
Big number.
That's huge. I don't think he's going to come back with that. Maybe he comes back with a high 80, a low 90. But his positional speed is going to work here. Money Ride, Indian Lake are going to be quick from the inside. He could sit another trip, maybe draft in. I was surprised he kept them outside in the clear. He just didn't want any trouble that particular day.
Well, when you're on the best horse, stay out of trouble.
Yeah, stay out of trouble. And go back on this guy. He's beating the likes of Wait For It, Someday Jones. Stakes kind of horses. So he's running against the right guy. He is razor sharp right now. Take the advantage. Plot the dots, Money Ride, when they're at their top, they're going to give them all he can handle, and they just might today.
Plot the Dots coming out of that Native Dancer, which was probably pretty much similar to this race here this afternoon. I'm on Money Ride. I like the turn back to 1 mile 16th. I like the inside draw for him. I think he can get right to the front without a whole lot of issue this afternoon. Likes an off track, 2 for 5 with 2 seconds third. Never off the board. I think you can take them a long way for Claudio Gonzalez and J.D. Acosta. J.D. Acosta gets the call this afternoon.
Claudio can do that, right? He'd go ahead and send, and you know what? Who's he got in reserve to come make the run? Plot the dots. Just kind of got the best of both worlds.
Don't do that to Money Ride again.
Well.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Please. Race 8.
We'll see.
Maiden 16. Pretty wide open, I think.
Yes.
Maiden 3-year-olds going 1 mile, and we'll start with your top pick. That's the 3. Make the Way Clear for Mikey Gorham. Dropped to the bottom maiden in his last start. It was a just miss with a lifetime effort. This similar bunch, no doubt about it, and stretches back out.
I think it's a step sideways. That number, can you believe, 58, which is strong compared to the rest of the field, what they've put up. But just has to avoid a little bit of a hang. I think he's going to be closer today when looking at things. So he's just got to avoid the hang. He made that move last time, ranged up, looked like he was going to do it. Couldn't do it. Big price denied him. Might have to deal with Street Lamp a little bit, but I think he'll work out a trip with Rodriguez. But this is a race in your pick 6. I think I will play a ticket and have all in here.
Right.
I am not sold. I mean, Robbie Bales is really rolling along. Got a firster here that might jump up before his boys. So there's nothing I can truly trust in the nightcap.
Well, I'm going to try to trust in the 8 Street Lamp for Ricky Selman, shipping from Tampa Bay. Stretches out for Ricky. It's about 20%, and he's dropping in class to this 16,000. I think it's a little bit of a drop from Tampa, 25, maybe a little bit of a lateral move, but maybe a touch of a drop. Good 2 starts ago, going 7/8 of a mile at that $16,000 level, and the 2 and 3 starts ago, a work up here. Since then, but I'm going to go with Street Lamp 4-1 on the morning line in the finale. We've got a lot to get to in our lightning round, so let's get that going right now. Well, we're going to start with the jockey standings, which didn't really change from yesterday. Javier Toledo was not able to close the 2 races on Jayron Barbosa. Now, Jayron Barbosa won't be riding today. He's not eligible to ride again until tomorrow because he's serving some days. So Javier has opportunities today to tie up Jayron. But I'm sure Jayron's at home watching the races, hoping that he doesn't. So we'll see how that all shakes out. More interesting, and we've talked about it already today, is the trainer's race. Let's look at the scoreboard. Here it is, 12 to 12. That's Russell and Ness. They're all tied up. Claudio Gonzalez laying in the weeds, going to try to take this title down on the last day. Let's look at their opportunities. Russell has 2 in today in race 4 and 5. Ness and Gonzalez each have 4 horses in today in 3 races, race 3, race 4, and they both have 2 races in race 7. And, of course, Gonzalez has 1 in the finale. So, look, they face off in race 4. That's going to be an interesting race. All 3 trainers have a runner in race number 4. So that will be fun to watch how this plays out this afternoon.
Yeah,
that's track of it.
I love it. Right off the bat, race 4. We get it started. Stroll Smoking. Glory Song, and what was the on the outside? The Bear Force 1.
Bear Force 1, my top pick. But Jamie Ness gets the first crack at as he has a runner in race number 3. All right, here we go, Keith. Take a deep breath.
All right.
Kentucky Derby time. Rich Strike wins the Kentucky Derby at 80-1 yesterday, defeating my top pick, Epicenter. Your top pick, Modonegal, who runs 3rd. And we're going to pick this race up going to the 3 ace pole, Keith. And let's follow him. There he is. Follow that red cap and those red blinkers. Gets into a little bit of a pickle here. But it doesn't matter.
Yeah, just kind of waits, stalled in traffic a little bit. But I tell you, you got to give the jock credit. Really didn't ever check too hard or violently, kept the horse's rhythm going and drops to the inside. So he was about close to even terms, right? With Modonegal at the quarter pole. But he makes the move, is able to kind of work down inside. The acceleration through the last 3/16 of a mile is something you just usually don't see here in the Derby. These horses have worked hard to get their position. He maybe had the best of it, was just relaxed basically till the quarter pole and just flew home down inside. I mean, just an absolute shocker. And congrats. I mean, Eric Reed, he's won a lot of races, dealt with a barn fire, right, within the last year or two. So,
well, let's talk about Sonny Leon.
Sonny
Leon gave that horse a nice ride.
Yes.
He's won 770 races in his career. He's coming off being leading rider at Mahoney Valley. He's already won 71 races this year. He knows his way around the circle. Okay, the circle's been Mahoney Valley and Belterra, but you still got to get the job done. I thought it was a great instinctive ride.
Well, in some of those places, dealing with that kind of field size. That's something he doesn't deal with. Some of these, a lot of those other jockeys, yes, they've been there before. They've had to deal with that. And man, he was supposed to look like a vet out there handling the traffic.
Yeah, it was a nice ride. It was a fun day. The Tulloch household was going wild. The neighbors must have thought. I'm sure there might be something domestic going on. We were yelling so loud, but it was a good time. My Jillian and my two girls. So that was great. I do want to wish a happy Mother's Day to my mom and my wife Jillian.
Yes.
And
yeah, Gene.
That might be all you get, by the way. But
yeah. Well, I saw some guys on the side of the road selling some flowers. I got them eyed up. I hope they're there about 6 o'clock because Gene was just waiting this morning. And
I hope they take plastic because if they don't take plastic, I'm in trouble.
Short comment came up empty again. There you go.
All right, that's going to do it for us for today at the races. Next time we'll see you at Old Hilltop Pimlico Racecourse this coming Thursday. Good luck.
Hi-ho Pimlico. Let's go. All right, good luck.